Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Play action. Now Jackson.
And this is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now it's Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Play action. It's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They go play action with Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
On 2nd down, it's Jones, and he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. On 3rd down, here's Jones. Fights off the defender, and they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Throwing again on second down. Rodgers flush to his right. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now it's Rodgers. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Calais Campbell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. This will be kicked from the 42. It's a 52-yard attempt. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll run with Edwards here to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
On 2nd and 9, Jackson. Into a sea of defenders have intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Working with a 2nd and 4.
Now Rodgers. He sets up the screen to Jones. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Andrews. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
They go play action now. Jackson.
That's for Bateman, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at the 45. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Let's go, D. Rush in, rush in, rush in. Watch the shit.
Oh, they'll try the jet sweep here with Lazard.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
On 1st down, it's Jones. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And here's Jones again on 2nd down.
99 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The coverage unit out there thinking pass on 3rd and 3. Going to throw. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Oh, they'll try the jet sweep here with Lazard.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Aaron Jones, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Packers move back within a couple of the lead. So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. They're going to run for it with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Swings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
On second down now, it's Edwards, and he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw is Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Duvernay. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is.
to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Edwards.
Edwards, a first down and more.
Go time,
And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Gus Edwards, his 9th touchdown of the season, and the Ravens will extend their lead. Tucker with the extra point, and that makes this a 9-point game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
2nd and 6.
Here we go. Check 3. Check 1.
Oh, they'll try the jet sweep here with Lazard. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. This is Jones. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll run it with Jones. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first.
He's been tough for this defense to handle, over 100 yards. You kind of knew that they were going to him on that play, didn't you?
They certainly did. That's one of those situations where you simply say, my best runner over my best blockers. Let's go ahead and pick it up. And I don't care if they know it on the other side. Here we come, and they got it done.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Throwing is Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Jones. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory.
130 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll go again to Jones. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. They'll go with Jones. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
Just enough push up front. He only needed about 6 inches. He didn't get a whole lot more than that.
No, but he made sure he got enough so they didn't have to worry about measuring it or making it even close. Ends up picking up a couple of yards in a situation, as you noted, where he only needed inches.
Check it back.
Rodgers now on first down. Dancing to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Buying time to his left. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it. Unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. He'll buy some time right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
But when it comes from extra game film, extra time, you know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that. And thus far, they've been successful.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Rodgers, got to have this one. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. That went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, were they about 95% chance of winning it?
I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free. And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And got his man complete. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman with touchdown number 15 on the year and 2nd of the game. And the Ravens look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Tucker now for the extra point. Just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off around the 27, and he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown.
Now Tucker to add the PAT. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at second down now as they search for a consolation score. On second down, it's Jones. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Now it's Rodgers sliding out of the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And a few kneel downs should come very close to finishing this one off, depending on whether or not we see any defensive timeouts. They still have 2, but using them would just be prolonging what's really already been decided. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
I know that no game in the NFL is ever easy, but they're making it look that way. Everything is being done with such precision. Just on this drive alone, 3 plays, 3 first downs. If you're on defense, you're scrambling, looking at each other, trying to figure out how are we going to slow these guys down.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only...
Got a man that's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Odell Beckham, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens extend this 4th quarter lead, and they are getting closer and closer to win number 11. Tucker now to add the point after. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Let's go, defense. Here we go.
And they take a knee. Offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys are just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Baltimore, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, their playoff hopes take a hit as they drop to 7-7. And they'll try to make amends next week as they host the Cleveland Browns. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.